How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today I'm really excited because I'm going to be showing you guys all the DVDs I got for the month of May 2025, and there's quite a few things in there, 17 items I believe, and a lot of really fun stuff. I got a few Amityville movies, I got a few holiday movies that'll help me out for marathons down the line, and a few more Bigfoot ones. A lot of them are fun and random pulls. If you guys know the channel, I tend to do fun random movies, but definitely a few ones that I was super excited to find. And again, they're all DVDs. I don't really have a reason for this. It's just kind of whatever I find when I find it. But anyway, 17 movies, a pretty good haul, some interesting stuff in here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at all the DVDs I got for May of 2025. And let's start off with some new stuff. Right off the bat, we have Bloody Axe Wound. Quite a striking image there. Big painted letters that take up the whole front cover, and some sort of wolf-masked killer. Flip it to the back and we can see that this is actually a Shudder movie and actually has Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it, so that's pretty cool. And the story itself is about a girl whose father makes a living filming serial killers and selling the footage to people, and of course this is going to kind of tear her up on the inside. Can't wait to see how this one turns out. Maybe a slasher with a unique spin on it. Slide it out. Under artwork is the same as the over. And there's the disc with the Shudder ad. Moving right along to another new movie, we have Apartment 7A. This has Julia Gardner in it and is a prequel to Rosemary's Baby. Julia Gardner does pretty well, but this really suffers from the prequel problem where you know exactly where this movie's going. Yeah, it's okay. This came out from Paramount Plus, and we can see they actually have a Paramount Scares imprint now, which is pretty cool. I like that they put a lot of their stuff out on DVD, but to be honest, they wanted quite a bit for just a DVD of a movie that was so-so, so I did wait to buy this one used, but I was really glad to pick it up and add it to the Rosemary's Baby collection. There she is, and there's some pictures from the movie. Crack it open, and the disc is that signature Paramount gray. Moving right along to a bigger title that I definitely needed and I was super excited to pick up, and that is Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed. I had seen the first Ginger Snaps movie before, and I really did like it, so I was super glad to get my hands on the second one. From what I gather, the Ginger Snaps sequels all kind of do their own thing, and they're all pretty good. Flip it to the back, and it talks about how the sister is in a hospital this time, and they kind of use the werewolf transformation as a metaphor for drug addiction, so we're getting a pretty different story now. Crack it open, and there are the sisters on this nice red disc. Pretty cool. Moving right along to one that I was pretty excited to find, Malviolence. Now, this is the first in a trilogy of films, and I watched them on streaming a long time ago, and I'm pretty overdue for a rewatch. I remember them being pretty good. Flip it to the back, and it talks about how they're these criminals, and they're hiding out in this house that they think is abandoned, but it's somehow tied to this crime that took place years and years earlier. This is from Anchor Bay, and I actually managed to find a copy with the slipcase. If we take it off, we can see the house and the scratches are on the slipcase. And curiously enough, so is the description in that one quote. Weird that that's on the slipcase. Crack it open, and we get a poster and the disc. That's pretty cool. Alright, moving right along, this is something that was interesting that I found inside my local used media shop's clearance bin. It's the 30 Days of Night bonus disc with this big box. Yeah, apparently there was some retailer that had a 2-disc special for 30 Days of Night, and the bonus disc is this documentary called 730 Days of Night. Crack it open, and there's the disc in a clear case. I really liked 30 Days of Night, so when I saw this in the clearance bin for like $2, I'm like, yeah, I'll pick up your mini documentary, and it's cool to get the 30 Days of Night bonus disc with this big box. Now, obviously, it's missing the movie, which is why they had it in the clearance section. I have no idea how it got like that. However, luckily for me, I already have 30 Days of Night on DVD, so I can just slide that in there, and now I've upgraded to a special edition. So that's pretty cool. Something else I found on DVD in a clearance bin was Saw 7. I talked about this previously on my hauls, but I said I want to get the individual DVD releases for Saw because they're all so gruesome and creative. They have some regular looking DVDs, but these clear case ones are so great. Basically, you have the slip case, and if we slide it out, see, when the disc goes away, the water drains from his box. That's pretty cool. And inside is an empty clear case that they've actually positioned backwards, and the DVD is facing the other way. It's weird packaging, but points for creativity. And this one even still had its card that goes on the back that has a little bit more information than just the clear case. And luckily for me, fits right in on the back there. So yeah, I have most of the Saws in multi-packs, but I really do want to get the individuals just because I love the artwork. Moving right along, I do have a couple of Amityville films. This one looks pretty cool. Amityville Clown House. Flip it to the back and it's actually got the guy from A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 in it. And this is actually a sequel to Amityville Toy Box. Apparently another family gets the toy box and now they have to deal with the Amityville curse. I don't actually have Toy Box yet and I prefer to watch these things in order, so I hope I'll be able to pick that up pretty soon. I think these were originally released as Amityville Legacy 1 and 2, and this would be the second one. Crack it open and there's the clown from the front. After that, I have a documentary, My Amityville Horror. This is not a fictional movie, it's a documentary about one of the kids in the Lutz family, which is the family from the movies. This was put out by IFC Midnight, and yeah, Daniel Lutz there, and there he is, and there's the real-life house. I'd be curious to see how the documentary pans out. Apparently, a lot of what you hear is from the perspective of the parents, and this is the film where he gets to say his side of the story. So yeah, curious what this one's like. After Amityville, I do have a Halloween-themed slasher called The Pumpkin Man, and I think I'd actually seen some people promoting this when I was watching some videos about conventions, so curious to see how this pans out. It actually does have some laurels on the back, so these are the places the film went to. But it talks about how this town has a local legend of the Pumpkin Man, and he's about to come to life and start killing people for real. And it does have some extras on it as well. Crack it open, and there's the disc with a pumpkin on it. After that, I have some Christmas horror movies, and I finally got my hands on Mother Krampus 2. This is the second movie in the trilogy. I had previously covered the first one, and then I covered Granny Krampus, which is the third one. I didn't know they were going to connect. Apparently, this film is a somewhat unrelated film that takes place in America, and you get these kids that are doing community service when an old woman invites them in. The other Mother Krampus movies are actually about Frau Percha, the Christmas witch, and not Mother Krampus. I bet this one is as well. I really don't like that title bait and switch, but I covered the other two in the past Christmases, so I'll try to get to this one come December. And of course, the disc is the same as the front. Moving on to another Christmas horror movie, we get Miss Claus, and this one actually has Brinky Stevens in it, and it looks like this is in a cool white case. I always love when they do alternate colors for cases, just kind of looks cool on the shelf. But flip it to the back and it talks about how there's a party at a sorority house, and in the past there was a hazing gone wrong incident, classic setup for a slasher movie, so I'm guessing that's not supposed to really be Mrs. Claus, but someone in the costume. It says that it's in the tradition of Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night, so looking forward to that. And crack it open, there's the disc, same as the front. And then after that, I have a movie from Shriek Show. Shriek Show puts out a lot of cool, obscure horror movies, and I found this Italian zombie movie called Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. Yeah, recently on this channel we talked about Mansion of the Living Dead. I don't know why we're combining zombies and eroticism, but apparently it happens sometimes. This is from Joe D'Amato, who did a lot of those cult films. Flip it to the back, and I have to keep my hand here because there's a picture YouTube wouldn't like. But basically, you get this guy that wants to open a hotel on this island, but there's zombies and a mysterious, beautiful woman there, and they have to figure out what's going on. There's the disc, same as the front. We get the table of contents, but we also get this fun survey card. I love weird little things like this inside the movies. And yeah, you have to pay for your own postage for their survey. That's kind of weird. Well, we had previously talked about the Amityville movies, and another type of movie that there's a whole bunch of is Ouija movies. This one is Ouija Seance, The Final Game. I don't have the first Ouija Seance movie, but I found this for really cheap, and I thought I should grab it up so that when I do find the other, I can watch them back to back. I wonder if I'll do a Ouija marathon sometime. But anyway, it talks about how some friends get together to celebrate. One of them recently inherited a old villa, and of course they're going to find and play with a Ouija board in there. Pretty standard setup, wondering how this one's gonna pan out. And there's the disc, same as the front, and this is a former family video movie. And then after that, we have a couple Bigfoot movies. This is quite a famous Bigfoot movie, Night of the Demon. And this one is actually got a horror host that's presenting the DVD, Mariah Caneless, as part of Mariah's B-movie Mayhem. But in this one, Bigfoot's kind of like a slasher. People hear about the deaths and go try to hunt Bigfoot, and I don't think it works out very well for them. And we get this guy who apparently Bigfoot grabs his crotch. There's actually reversible cover art if you want that to be on the front of your movie, which I think is a bit of a weird choice, but whatever. And there's Bigfoot if you choose this version. And yeah, this is from Code Red Videos. And there's the disc with him again. Apparently that must be quite a famous scene. Anyway, moving on to two more Bigfoot movies. This is from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's one of their double features. We have In Search of Bigfoot and Cry Wilderness. In Search of Bigfoot is a supposedly true documentary from 1975, and Cry Wilderness features this version of Bigfoot, and he's trying to tell this kid that his dad's in danger and he has to go into the woods to save him. I guess Bigfoot's a good guy in this movie. Yeah, the store I was at had a few of these Vinegar Syndrome double features. They all looked like this. I picked up the Bigfoot one. Maybe I'll get more in the future. And there's the disc with the two films on it. And yeah, over the past few months, I have been saying I'm collecting these Bigfoot movies for a reason. Still not 100% ready to say that, but I guess I can vaguely say that I am working on a Bigfoot project that will have a Bigfoot marathon tied to it on the channel, so fingers crossed, can't wait for that. But after that, to round out the video, I have a couple of serial killer movies. Let's start off with Bundy, A Legacy of Evil. This has Corin Nimick and Kane Hodder in it. Kane Hodder did Ed Gein, which we saw like a month or two ago, and he also did a BTK one. I don't have that one yet. And yeah, the case is cracked a little bit, but I got it on pretty good clearance, and that's probably why. But flip it to the back and it tells us some information about the film, and we get some nice pictures. And it does mention Kane Hodder as Jason Hatchet, as well as Ed Gein and BTK. And there's the disc, same as the front. And then I have a movie about the BTK killer, but this is not the Kane Hodder one. Strangely enough, I wish I had that one, then I could have gotten all three. But this one's just titled BTK Killer from the director of Boogeyman, and that sticker is very much stuck on the paper, so I can't get that one off. But yeah, flip it to the back and it talks about the BTK killer not getting caught, and then in 2005, which is the year that this movie came out, he apparently BTK resurfaces. So I'm kind of thinking that that might be like a fictional element for the movie. To be honest, I don't know much about the real life BTK killer. Crack it open, same as the front, from Branham Video, so another former rental movie. But yeah, that was 17 things right there. Got a whole lot. Some Amityville movies, some holiday movies, some Bigfoot movies. I love the upgrade for my 30 Days of Night, and all this stuff over here is like pretty good big stuff I've been wanting. So yeah, I can't wait to watch these. I really am happy with this haul, and I hope that next month has some cool movies that I find as well. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my monthly movie hauls playlist. I've done this for about 2.5 years now, so if you like this, there's a ton more videos down there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.